Hello, welcome to lesson number 36 of the Maimonides Mitzvah moment. Today's mitzvah, it's a new mitzvah, the prohibition against working on Shabbat. Last couple of days we've been studying the mitzvah, the positive mitzvah to rest. Today it's the negative prohibition not to work. These two mitzvahs, the positive and the negative, are two halves of the same whole. When a person observes Shabbat, they at one time are fulfilling the positive mitzvah of resting and avoiding the negative prohibition of doing work. If someone, God forbid, works on Shabbat, then they are transgressing both of these mitzvahs at the same time. Now, how do you define work? The Torah says don't work on Shabbat. So, one man's work is another man's rest, and vice versa. So, in the last lesson, we began to list the 39 primary forms of work, what halacha, what Jewish law defines as work, and these primary activities have to be avoided on Shabbat, as well as many sub derivatives of activities that are derived from these 39 forbidden forms of work. So we gave you the first 13, and today we're going to give you another 13. So we're talking about the process of preparing garments or preparing clothing, manufacturing garments. So there's we are not allowed to once the wool has been shorn, cut from the animal, and then it has been cleansed. Then the next thing that they would do is they would take the material and beat it or comb it or do something to it to make it softer. So we're not allowed to do that. That's one of the forms of forbidden work. You're not allowed to dye the material permanently to be a new color. You're not allowed to spin that material into thread. The next two forms of work, making heddles and mounting the warp, very difficult to explain in a 3-minute video, but it has to do with the process, with the machine that they used to use back in the day to create material quickly. Weaving is forbidden. By the way, a derivative of the malacha of weaving is braiding hair. Is forbidden on Shabbat because it's a tulda, it's a sub type derivative from the prohibited work of weaving. Undoing woven fabric is forbidden. Tying a permanent knot is forbidden. Untying a permanent knot is another form of forbidden work. Sewing two pieces of fabric together is forbidden. Tearing two pieces of garment that have been sewed, forbidden. Building something on Shabbat, you're not allowed to do. By the way, even pitching a tent permanently is a derivative of the prohibition of building. And then finally, demolishing is also forbidden on Shabbat.